Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome. It is Tuesday evening. That means it's time for the Midwest Motorsports Road Series to take over the airwaves of the YouTube Midwest Motorsports channel. I'm James J. Adam Sondag will check in here shortly. We are joined by 18 drivers tonight. Little light turnout. I think they're scared. I think if you're scared, get a dog. These 18 showed up. Michael Odell has put it on the pole with Jason Wahlberg not far behind. Jack Lucas, your points leader, starting in the second row with Francis Faustino. Landon Loy and Christopher Rowe share row 3. Ian Bakaitis and CJ Barzak share row 4. That is it for the pros tonight. On the amateur side, Kyle Ryan and Nick Moffitt will start off the front row. James Shires, Taylor Montague, row 2. Justin Shoup, David Brown, row 3. Rick Bundren, Michael Harris, row 4. Benjamin Matson starts row 5. I think Chris Wood may start from the pit lane. I'm not sure. Starting from the back. And his first time. We're at Circuit Zandvoort, about 22 miles west of Amsterdam. We're running the full 14 corner layout tonight for the first time in the Porsche Cups. Everybody's in the same car. We do have two divisions, the pros and the AMs, designated by blue for the pro, red for the AM, as you can see on the screen. Returning to the Formula One calendar in 2021, there's the chicane, turns 11 and 12. There will be action throughout the corner in the sand dunes of the Netherlands. The track will stay dusty. Michael Odell in the blue 56 will lead us off. With Jason Wahlberg right behind him. Nice and slow for Barney, the pace car. Michael Odell in the blue. On the inside, the AM division led by Kyle Ryan, your points leader there. And nice and slow. We had somebody pop out early. It may have been, we're going 3 wide. Jack Lucas, Francis Faustino losing a spot to Landon Loy. Landon Loy may have jumped the gun, but Michael Odell getting out ahead early. Jack Lucas goes around, your points leader, season leader of the season. Jack Lucas is around. We've seen him come back. We know he's fast. He is going to have to figure something out. Landon Loy coming back into second. There's Jack Lucas all the way in the back now.
Not a great place for him to be after all the success that he's had.
Oh my goodness, Adam. I'm glad you caught that. There's more sand all over the track. We got action up and down field. Meanwhile, Michael Odell checks out. Adam, welcome back. Hope you're okay. Hope the dog's okay.
Yep, still alive. Just
All
had
right,
some audio issues.
Thanks for getting it sorted out, man. Tech is great. There's Kyle Ryan, your points leader, and also the pole sitter in the AM division. Francis Faustino now. Looks like he's got back around Landon Loy. That puts Kyle Ryan all the way up. High up in the grid.
Yeah, Kyle's running 5th right now overall.
You've seen that before. Good run for Kyle. Oh no. David
coming
Brown.
out of the gravel.
Here's Justin Shoup leading Rick Bundernand. Oh, Jack Lucas.
Oh, no,
waiting.
Jack.
He went to avoid. Great avoidance there. He wasn't expecting Justin to stop that soon, maybe.
Yeah, he's having himself an adventure of a first lap.
Keep it together, Jack.
Landon trying to catch back up to Francis.
And Michael Odell and Jason Wahlberg not far ahead. So a lot to race
Jason's
for.
drawing back into Michael. The track in practice was really slick and slippery. Even Michael Odell was slipping and sliding his car around, not something you typically see. Landon already hitting the pits. I'm not sure. He's showing a black flag, and so is David Brown. So I'm not sure what happened if they missed a turn and weren't able to slow down. Here comes
Landon may have jumped the start a little bit.
Christopher Rowe,
Out of line.
Jack Lucas in.
These guys might be in for repairs. It's better to go ahead and get repairs now.
Oh man, here comes David Brown. He's got a black flag to clear. So early chaos. A couple visits to the vice principal's office.
Yeah.
The 50 and the 51 have black flags for changing lanes before start finish. So that will be David Brown and Landon Loy. So race director Josh Watt not in the car tonight. He's got his binoculars out.
There's no crying in racing. Wow.
Pick it back up. They got 60 minutes to make up for it. 55 minutes to go. At least one pit stop.
Francis only about 2 seconds back, not too far, but Jason's looking to bring some pressure. Looks like Jack and Christopher able to get back out of the pit lane. It's a real roller coaster of a circuit.
You have some laps here, Adam.
A lot of off-camber stuff, lots of depressions. It's pretty narrow as far as race surfaces go as well, so see that where people are bringing all the gravel in and having excursions off track. You hope you don't end up like Yuki Tsunoda and Charles Leclerc on the sand dunes, sadly waiting for your ride back to the paddock.
Right, not to mention the sand on the track as well. Very low grip, almost the whole race. We'll see if it rubbers in at all. Not if they keep dipping two wheels off like that. Jason Wahlberg, only 22 points behind Jack Lucas overall. The points. We have a great battle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Jack had to pull in for repairs. He was working his way back into the top 10. Otherwise, some congestion here in the middle of the pack. Here's Landon. Landon going through the inside of Rick.
Nick Moffitt on Taylor Montague. Nick Moffitt in the green car, deep on the brakes. Taylor Montague fighting on the outside.
Checking out the sand.
Yep.
Close in the braking zone there.
Really difficult to see these apexes. It seems lots of blind apexes, and the radius changes throughout the middle of the corner. 2 or 3 times you really have to find an apex and roll speed, especially if you're racing a competitor ahead like Nick Moffitt on Rick Bundren. Trying to find the place where you can gain speed to get side by side. Into the chicane. We see damage on Nick Moffitt. His right rear. Applying the power, Rick Bundren loses his spot. For now. Going through 13, over the bridge, into the high banks, down the ground for one more lap. We complete their 4th lap.
Rick should have some tow here. He's going to have to watch it because Taylor Montague's right there looking for an opportunity. Jason's still within half a second of Michael. No need to push. No need to wear the tires out here. They've got a couple second gap to Francis. And then the next car to them is almost 20 seconds back from Michael and Jason because Landon has served a drive-through penalty. Oh, here comes Jason. He's going to use that toe, go right around into one. And what's this turn, James?
Slipstream right by into Tarzan.
No Tarzan yell?
I'm not going to scream Tarzan.
Okay. No, not a big Carol Burnett fan, I guess.
Oh, I am. Not big
Oh,
enough.
okay.
You have to sound like her, though. What a move, though. Using aerodynamics to his advantage, Jason Wahlberg is your new leader.
Yeah, anytime you can get helps, it's very thin margins, the difference between winning and losing, especially in a class like this with the same equipment.
We'll see if Jason Wahlberg can pull away.
Here's Michael Harris coming through. Running 5th today after getting his laps on the track this morning.
Way to go, Michael. Michael's on the comms and the cameras for the Oval Series, Friday nights and Sunday nights. There he is.
Look at him go.
Hard at work.
Hopefully his cool suit is working.
Oh, that was Taylor Montague. Pointed the wrong way. Oh, in the dirt. Trying to get hard.
What a save. What a save.
That was inches away.
Wow. That was like a drift contest trying to see how close you can get to the wall without hitting it.
Grab a gear and go. See how far he can make his way back up. Drops down to 6th in class.
That brings Michael Harris up into 4th. He's got Ian Bakaitis behind. Ian is in the Pro Division in 5th. Michael's trying to get back into the rearview mirror of Jason. Just putting maybe about 3 seconds or so, I guess maybe 2 more seconds up from what they were to Francis. So just starting to build a little bit of gap. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened to Jack Lucas here early in the race. Oh, just unsettled the car and went into the wall. And then Christopher Rowe somehow also got included in that. Oh, just the same thing.
Early in the race, cold tires.
Yeah, the track is sketchy on cold tires on the outlap. That's something that we knew from the start would be a factor to be on the lookout for. And I think with that much camber, taking the curb, getting the tires hopping, not all 4 of those tires are going to be able to maintain that level of grip and keep that car pointed forward. And ultimately, they both lost a couple rolls of the dice.
Right out of turn 2 on the first lap. They both I've come in for long, lengthy stops. Lost a lap each. Jack might be on the lead lap. Definitely has his work cut out for him. Michael Odell in the slipstream. Side by side into turn 1. Wahlberg leaves space. Here we go, turn 2. This has been the corner where all the murders have happened. Not this time. They make it through 2 very different lines. Long, flat out section here. Michael Odell in the slipstream. Race for the lead. We've seen both of these guys play coy. Just ride it out. There's still Francis Faustino doing a great job of hanging in there inside 4 seconds. There he is in the background.
Yeah, he's not dropped back any further. They picked up about 1.5, 2 seconds on him, but not anything since. But they're battling now, so that might be his opportunity to draw back in as they argue over who wants to lead. This is the closest race on track right now. Like James Shires is going to have to get some repairs. Nick Moffat's in the pit. Hopefully he doesn't have damage as well. He's in the contention. Been running well. Oh no, that'll be the end of the race for Nick Moffat and James Shires. They'll be sitting on the beach in the dunes waiting for
Uber.
the ride to come pick them up, get them back to the paddock. Not a very forgiving track.
Michael O'Dell a little closer this time. You're going to go for a lunge? Nope. On his bumper, though.
Landon Loy now in the pits. Michael's not going to force anything here with 40 minutes to go. Landon Loy, after a drive-through and a pit stop, is running 5th in class. Ian Bacaitis in 4th. Jason Wahlberg, Michael O'Dell 1 and 2. Francis Faustino has been in 3rd, trying to stay within 4 or so seconds of Michael O'Dell and Jason Wahlberg. Kyle Ryan leading the AM division. Justin Shoup and Rick Bundren following him. Michael Harris running top 5 right now, running in 4th. Nice position for him. He's got Landon Loy behind him. Taylor Montague 5th.
Michael wisely just pulls up and lets him go. Different classes.
CJ Barzak coming into pit.
Glad CJ made it tonight. He was thinking about passing.
David Brown also in. Oh, here,
See
Michael O'Dell is up the inside. He must have got a great tow coming across start finish.
Under the brakes, Wahlberg leaves the door open.
Yeah, thinks about trying to come back in and decides just to follow along. We've definitely seen with this car that leading in the final lap is not a guarantee with how strong the tow can be.
Oh, almost identical lines. Getting on the power, coming around turn 14. Over half a second now. The lead for Michael Odell leads that lap.
Oh no, so Taylor Montague got in some trouble there. Looks like he's running okay, but seen a lot of red notifications popping up. See Michael dip a tire there in the grass. Lost another car. Unfortunately, David Brown, his crew has been unable to repair his car, so that'll be the end of the night for him.
Hope will come back next week. David Brown's relatively new to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to have him. There's Kyle Ryan and his brother CJ right behind him.
Luckily, nothing bad ever happens at the Red Bull Ring.
Where we're headed next.
Hoping everything's good and safe with Chris Wood. Wasn't able to join the session, wasn't able to race with us. Tornado touchdown near his place, so hopefully everyone near Chris is staying safe and not going to be impacted by that. Not sure if Jason had a bobble or what. He's just lost a little bit of time.
We are in the pit window, so maybe Odell wants to get things going now. If he can stretch out a little lead, so there's no silly games being played.
Oh, somebody's car's on the inside there. Looks like Ben Matson holding it there, staying out of the race surface.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Hold the brake, hold the brake. They don't teach you that in ARCA. Kyle's got CJ behind him now.
CJ's been in the pits twice.
Yeah, CJ is down a lap. But still an opportunity to harass a brother. Always something to race for. Ian Bakaitis is running 7th overall. 4th in class. Jack Lucas behind him by 6 seconds. 5th in class, 8th overall.
Good to see Ian having a good show. 4th in class. He'll be happy with that, I think. Hang on to it, Ian. 2 wheels off there.
David Brown confirming he'll be back next week.
Glad to hear that.
So we'll see you next week, David.
One fast repair goes quick, and then another 30 or 45-minute repair and park it. All good. Almost 4 seconds now, the gap between first and second.
Yeah. Bad news is that Michael just put down his fastest lap of the session.
Almost half a second faster. Good catch, Adam.
The gap between Francis and Jason is about the same, so unless they're having about the same fall off, Michael just decided that he he wants to lock in.
Right?
See how much setup is required here for these turns.
Oh, difficult.
Not always the most intuitive to make sure you're getting all the entries and exits the way you want to.
I was watching the lines earlier. Michael Odell splits that sausage curb with his tires on the entrance of that chicane. Jason Wahlberg,
Yeah.
more conventional line.
Yeah, it's always good to know what the service will let you get away with and where the out of bounds lines are. Can be worth a lot of time. Now Ian and Jack are catching up to Rick Bundren.
Jack and Ian's position in class.
Yep, they're running 4th and 5th in the Pro Division. Had a couple pit stops between them. Jack's pressure on Ian giving Rick some relief.
Going to provide a nice tow for pro drivers coming down long front stretch. See if Jack Lucas tries to make a move or just follows Ian. I think this is where Jack Lucas got crossed up earlier with the early braking. Not this time.
I believe it was right here that he lost it there.
Oh, Ian Bacaitis goes off into the grass, out of the banking. Jack Lucas, not a real place you want to take a chance. I don't blame you, Jack. Great driving. Preserve both of you guys' races. Francis Faustino makes his pit stop.
Yeah, I was going to say Francis into pit, and as is Taylor Montague in 5th in the M division. Michael and Jason yet to pit. Kyle Ryan coming into pit out of the lead for the M division. See if Justin and Rick follow or if they try to carry on. The smaller entry list tonight, it's not as hard to find open track. It's Francis pitting back out. He's got a decent gap back.
They get around Ian there. Ryan. Could be wrong, but I think Jack Lucas might need to stop again.
He stopped on lap 2, so for repairs, so he'll definitely need a splash. Here's how he made the overtake. Ooh, nice little dummy there.
What a move. That's Jack Lucas right there.
Wow.
Ian Bakaitis didn't see that coming. What a move. Pro move there. Ian's going to remember that one. I'm going to remember that one. Good move, Jack. Not that you pull away for a whole stop, though. That's going to be work.
So Rick is now leading, yet to stop. Michael Harris also is yet to stop. Jason Wahlberg has made his pit stop. Here's Rick going to come in for his. As Kyle shuffles by back into first. So after the pit cycle, the top 5 is now pros 1 through 5. Oh, Ian, actually, I believe Ian needs to stop as well. Because it's showing his last pit on the lap 0, so I don't believe that he took... I don't believe he stopped.
We'll find out together.
Michael Harris calling quits on the overcut. But not Michael Odell. The shortest non-drive-through pit lane time is 39.95. Most in the low 40s, so it'll be interesting to see where Jason is when Michael comes out of his pit stop. I believe this will be it here.
Here he comes.
Yep, Ian Bakaitis is pitting out now. So Michael Odell is here in the pits. Michael's away. Jason's just about to come across start finish. he maintains a gap of 6.5 on the pit out, but we'll see as he gets back up to temperature and gets back up to pace. Michael's pit stop 2 seconds faster than Jason's in total time and in the actual service time.
Gonna be hard to beat Michael Odell tonight.
Most nights.
Right. Although we've seen it done, it has happened.
Absolutely.
Still waiting for Jack Lucas to make his final stop. Will he come out ahead of Ian? Like Christopher Rose made it back up to the lead lap, but he will have to stop also, I believe.
Not sure if anyone's at risk of a drive-through currently. Seen some off tracks and some wrecks. It's not looking too bad, but we'll see. The track has certainly been difficult. No, Michael had a little incident there. Trying not to go a lap down to Kyle. Taylor Montague got around Michael as that happened. Now Rick Bundren under pressure from Christopher Rowe, who's been recovering from that lap 1 incident.
We can see the speed differential there. Christopher Rowe in the blue car. Rick Bundren. Yeah, Chris Rowe backs out of it. Not worth the risk. Taking your buddy out. Taking your league teammate out, I guess. Your league mate.
Friend mate.
Really tricky series of corners here. Oh,
Yeah, you see Ian up there getting some gravel.
Chris
So that's a
taking-
nice feature here. Most drivers here are aware of when their race is lost and not pushing to try to make that big move that's not really worth it.
We're all here to have fun. And a little rabbit to chase every now and then. Or you tell Chris is just enjoying the company. Do laps on their own. Fast laps, just time trials. Now we're racing somebody that's not AI. I think some of the guys in the league decided to save $15 if they didn't have Zandvoort already. We'll be back at more familiar tracks. next week, Christopher Rowe finally going to stick his nose inside. Rick Bundernock and Rick follow. Christopher Rowe sets his pace on Ian Makaitis next, I guess. Back up front. Almost 8 seconds now. The gap. Second place. Michael Odell. Third in points. Going for it.
Everyone's just sort of locked in now. Oh, sorry, Michael. Now everyone's locked in. Christopher Rowe is getting very close now to Ian Bakaitis within a second.
Ooh, that would be for position in class. Here he goes, Chris Rowe. Ian tucks inside, lets him go. Maybe Ian can tuck in right behind him and learn something, follow, pick up on something he can use later on in the season. I remember Ian as an amateur winning the championship and moving up in the Mission 22 car.
Running the GT4 Mercedes.
That's right. BMW also. Right when the M4 came out. Jack Lucas still hasn't pitted. Inside 15 minutes remaining. Wahlberg caught up. My eyes deceiving me?
No.
We have a race from 7 seconds. The gap now under 1 second. Last lap was about the same, so we'll see. Time differential is we come around for another lap. Just a couple corners. But we might have a race for the lead again.
There is some traffic ahead for Michael that he'll certainly get to within the next 14 minutes.
9 seconds slower that lap for Mr. Odell. So there's still hope for Jason Wahlberg if you're a Jason Wahlberg fan.
We'll take a look at that off track here for Michael. Too much curb.
Where's Justin?
Decided to eat too much sausage.
And they're-
Tough to do this early in the season before Memorial Day when you really got your sea legs under you for sausage. But that mistake wiped away the 6-second differential.
Just that quick, it's gone back up to 2 seconds.
Yeah, Michael's put a second back on. But it's still closer than he probably would like it to be with about 12 minutes remaining.
I think he's trying to give his dad a heart attack. He was watching on YouTube right now. Hey, Tim, are you okay over there, buddy? Eat the sausage curb. Without the Dramamine or sea legs. Rick pulls over. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks to race director Josh Watt for keeping us updated. Glad to see him racing, but always helpful to have another set of eyes. The most anyone went before stopping was 23 laps. Jack has been going for 28 laps since he pitted on lap 2. So you'd think he would need to stop. Might just be seeing how far he can get before he has to.
Inside 10 minutes to go. We're watching Christopher Rowe. Catching air over the curbs and keeping it pointed straight.
Michael now back out to a 4-second gap back to Jason.
Yes, Michael Odell says if you're not living on the edge, you're not living. He still chooses to split the curving. Which is faster. Trying to put Ian Bakaitis a lap down.
Jack is still lapping.
Let's not forget about your AM division leader, Kyle Ryan. all by himself. 30-second gap. Good on Justin Shoup, though. Strong second place. I think Justin will be happy with that.
Yeah, tuck left for Nick Moffitt. Crashing out. He's been at the front most of the season. Rick running third. Taylor Montague fourth, and Michael Harris in fifth. Ben Madsen is sixth in class in the pits, currently, I believe, getting repairs, but the other competitors in the division have retired, so he's not at risk of losing any positions there.
Nice and quiet drive for third place, Francis Faustino. 6 minutes 30 remaining. Not taking any chances. Nice gap ahead and behind. If he can bring it home third, I think Francis will be happy.
Yeah,
I think the points will move on. Wahlberg through Ian Makaitis. Oh, Ian still getting loose. That Ian sideways. Yes, he is. In the kitty litter. 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go.
He was a lap down to Jason there.
Trying to follow Jason. Here. Oh, just a little curve in the grass.
I think he touched he might have touched the pit out there. And there's just so much camber and weird uneven surface in this track, and I think that where that becomes very difficult is when you're getting into braking, any type of braking or turning, anything that's going to change the level of grip on those tires as the weight is transitioning over weird. That's unfortunate for him. He's been running great the past few weeks. So now Ian's under pressure from DJ.
This is poor position with 3 minutes remaining. You can get this lap in one more, maybe two. I just started this. This is where Ian went off. Not these guys. Ian made it through this time. Oh, CJ is fast. Can he do it?
Taylor in for that to serve that black flag.
He's been racing here since the 40s.
Christopher Rowe now catching up to Justin Shoup. Overall, Justin won't lose second position if that happens, but
CJ and Ian into Tarzan. Ian lets him go. Can he cross him over? CJ goes deep. Too deep. Ian, the bait.
CJ's a wild man.
And CJ took it.
Went full Tarzan.
He was going for it.
Didn't learn Kyle's lesson when Kyle told me he was just going to send it and then sent it too hard.
Wild man.
We'll have to get CJ's Tarzan impression. Michael Odell lurking in the background. As great as Michael has been tonight, it's easy to forget that he also was backwards at one point very recently.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go. Final lap of the race. Your leader, Michael Odell. And there's Jack Lucas. One pit stop on lap 2. And he has short shifted his way. Here's a replay. What are we going to see? Oh, a little 360. More sausage.
Can you turn down a good sausage, though?
Jack Lucas can't.
Jack Lucas can't. All right. Well,
that was not planned, but you never know. All good. 0 to go. Michael Odell works his way through. Justin Shoup. Justin Shoup, what a great race for Justin. Shout out to you, sir. Follow that leader home. Great, strong second place for Justin Shoup.
Absolutely.
But the leader of the blue 56, Michael Odell, Jelly Belly O'Delly, as his dad calls him. Michael Odell, with a spin from the pole position, is going to be your winner tonight. There he is. Give that man his points. There's Jason Wahlberg, very strong, smooth and consistent. Jason Wahlberg. And Francis Faustino started 4th, finished 3rd. We'll take it. Rick Bundren 3rd in class. Christopher Rowe comes across in front of Ian Bakaitis, and Jack Lucas finishes the race on 1 pit stop from lap 2.
I thought for sure he would need to stop.
Oh, my, it's unbelievable.
Well, he stopped there.
Flashing his lights for us. Kyle Ryan, your M Division winner, and now extends his points lead. Congratulations to all the Midwest Motorsports drivers. Good on you, Michael Harris. Taylor Montague finishes up in 4th. Great run for Taylor.
A chaotic race despite the smaller field. Lots of difficulties from the track here. We'll run down the results while James gets the race winners pulled in. For the Pro Division, your race winner, Jason Wahlberg second, Francis Ospino, a strong run for Francis, finishing in third. Jack Lucas got into some trouble, finished fourth, pitted on lap 2 for repairs, and ran the entire rest of the way. Amazing save there for Jack. Christopher Rowe, a recovery drive back into fifth after also having a spin on lap 1. Ian Bakaitis sixth and CJ Barzak seventh. Landon Loy retiring the car after an incident. In the EM division, Kyle Ryan once again has put down his mark, putting it on pole and winning the race, finishing fifth overall in this field today. Justin Shupin second, a great run for Justin. Rick Bundren third, also a great run. Taylor Montague in fourth. Michael Harris in fifth. Ben Matson, David Brown, James Shires, Nick Moffitt, and Chris Wood. Well, except for Chris Wood, everyone else having some repairs for the car. Chris Wood ducking a tornado, so glad to see Chris is okay, and bummer he wasn't able to race with us. James, who you got?
We have our M Division winner, Kyle Ryan, making it look easy. Kyle, the race started with a little chaos of people splitting lanes in front of you, but talk us through your race.
Yeah, the beginning there was interesting. I knew something was bound to happen eventually. I didn't expect it in front of me, but there was, I think it was Jack Lucas was in the wall on turn 3, which luckily didn't affect him too much. And then yeah, it was pretty straightforward, this one. A lot of just turning laps.
Got anything for him, Adam?
No, continued to be on form. The practice laps have really come through. I think this car seems to be something that really works well for you. Fifth overall here, winning the class. It's 2 races to go for the rest of the season. What are you hoping to achieve through the rest of these races, and how are you thinking to prepare yourself to be battling for potentially Pro Division wins?
I don't think there will be any Pro Division wins, but it'll be nice to have some competitors in the Pro Division, assuming I do make it there. With Red Bull Ring, I'm looking forward to that one. It's a really fun track, fast and racy. The last one I actually haven't ever raced before, kind of like this one, so I do need to put some time into that. But as always, I'll have my hosted sessions up and learning from everyone else in the league. I actually had a lot of help with this one from Chris Wood. I was really bummed to see him drop to the weather he's having.
Yeah, unfortunate. Glad that he's doing okay. We'll hopefully get him back next week. Yeah, you've never not familiar with the Nürburgring Grand Prix?
No, I've bought it, and I've never ran it. The one time it's been on the schedule, or the 2 times it's been on the schedule when I was in the league, I had my Army Reserve stuff going on, so I had to miss those weeks. So I've got some learning to do.
All right, there'll be a classic track from the F1 games and otherwise.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Sometimes when you hit it right, the track feels great. We got a couple of weeks to work on that, though. Well, congratulations again, Kyle. Win number 4 for the season. So, yeah, you've come a long way, man. Congratulations. We saw you running there with CJ just a little bit. I'm sure that was fun until you left him. So, like I say, we'll see if the same thing happens at the A1 ring next week.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations on win number 4 for the season for Kyle Ryan. And up next, Michael O'Dell, your Pro Division winner. If I can hit the right button. Michael O'Dell nailed it from start to finish. Although you kept it interesting a couple of times. You and Jason Wahlberg were switching the lead back and forth. And then after about a 10-second lead, you decide that you guys would bunch it back up again. Talk us through your race there, Michael.
I have the great power of the bottle. Good news was it didn't happen like Spa, where I went to go from last week was, or not last week, that was 2 weeks. Man, that's already 2 weeks ago. It actually, every gear went up like it was supposed to. Instead of doing a fourth to fifth and doing a fourth to fourth and losing the lead and having all that, this was a good comeback. It was good that it wasn't a heavily draft reliant track. So at that point, I was just thinking of, okay, what's the most crazy strategy I could do, and just do that. And it was run the bias as far forward as I can and just preserve rear tires. And when I did have the mistake, you guys saw it was once I got back into the rhythm of things, saving the rear tire was a saving factor of allowing me to kind of pull back away.
Nice. Didn't occur to me that that's the way you played it out, but it definitely paid off. Seems like a lot of guys were struggling with grip from lap 1. Did the track ever rubber in, or did it stay slippery the whole time? Like you said, the rear tires were the name of your game, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of tire management. The track tried to rubber in. Honestly, it was I'm not sure if it's just the surface, but it rubbered in about the first 15 minutes, and after that it got oversaturated with rubber. Like there was a diminishing returns, and it started to kind of go backwards towards the end, where if anything it felt almost like you were driving in a mist of a track rather than an actual green or rubbered in track.
Hmm.
Right on. Well, Jack Lucas had a good comeback, finished 4th overall, so he was our points leader coming in. It's going to be really close down the last 2 races, Red Bull Ring and the Nürburgring Grand Prix. I know you're going to go for it. What do you think we're going to see between the 3 of you guys?
It's gonna be close. I'm gonna have to just try and lock out the next 2 and then hope that something happens with them. Luckily today, if he was the points leader, so then that hopefully helps kind of turn it back to the tide of my way a little, and then also with finishing ahead of Wahlberg, at least that gets me not a lot of haul against him, but some. So it's just gonna be hit marks and don't make any more mistakes, and hopefully even with a next 2 wins if I can, and then see where it puts me.
Awesome. Adam had a great time calling the race with you, with me on you there, Michael. And you got anything for him, Adam?
I mean, what can I tell Michael Odell right now? He's locked in, and except for the ended up backwards, you were locked in the whole race. But I believe everybody lost control of the car at some point that we saw. So just a really difficult combination of track and weather, surface, and everything, I think. But 2 races left. We'll have to see how you finish out.
Yeah, it seemed like tonight was a game of whose mistake would be the least tonight. That seemed like the game was just very, very good. Hopefully I can run the next 2, lock them out, and see where I stand up.
4th
Well,
win on the
tune
season.
in and see.
Yep. We're going to be watching, Michael. Congratulations on another win. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to all the Midwest Motorsports admins for making this league great. Till then, I'm James J. For Adam Sondag, Josh Watt, reminding you to stay in your lane.
And I approve of this message.